Have you noticed that while you're normally a pretty cool and level-headed person, there's certain people who just seem to be really good at getting you to just let them have it with both barrels? And afterwards, you end up asking yourself, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? I'm normally a nice person. I put away my grocery cart. I help people out when I know that they need help. So why do I suddenly feel like I was just the worst version of myself, even though I didn't want to be? So I want to talk about reactive abuse. And to be clear, when you blow your top off because a narcissistic person is relentlessly targeting you, the abuse in the situation is not your reaction. It's the fact that they're trying to get a reaction out of you. See, the goal is to bait you into doing something that's going to make you look as bad as the narcissist feels inside. And before some twit in the comments chimes in, we're not defining narcissists exclusively as people who have done enough illegal shit that they actually end up with a formal diagnosis. If you can't handle that, I don't need your reactive abuse. This is the internet, and I regularly encourage my followers, if they're interested in these topics, to continue to educate themselves outside of my content. For example, with clinical psychologists like Dr. Ramani, who makes fantastic content. My goal is not to control or manipulate anyone's worldview. My goal is to present concepts and ideas in a fun and entertaining way. By the way, don't worry, I know they're still going to comment. I'm fully aware. I'm going to steal some examples of reactive abuse from a Medium article and reword them a little bit. First one is innocently asking you a question that they know is going to irk you, ideally in front of an audience. An example here is claiming that they've spoken to you privately when they didn't. Another example is baiting you into circular arguments where you go round and round and round, where they're obviously not looking for the truth and they're not open to having their mind changed, and they kind of know that you're not going to change your mind either, but they're just waiting for you to snap. Another example is being late or doing an agreed upon task poorly. And this isn't somebody does something that's not good. This is, you know, they can do this. You know that they normally do this well, but they're just not doing it properly to fuck with you. Another example is, and I kid you not, this is in the article, posting on social media and commenting on your posts in an intentionally triggering way. You fuckers still want to do trolling comments? Go for it. Next one is violating your boundaries you've set. An example on TikTok of violating your boundaries would be to continue to talk to you about something, even though you've said, hey, I don't want to keep talking about this. An even bigger example is after you've blocked them, creating fake accounts that totally aren't them, but always seem to have a picture of a woman in a field of flowers as their picture. And these days, they're probably going to throw a rainbow flag in there because these straight chicks got really sick of people pointing out that they have no gay friends. Again, the goal in all of this is the narcissist knows that overall, you may not be perfect, but you're a pretty good person who is at least trying. They're not, though. And if they feel like you're not going along with their ideas or their plan to hurt someone or something like that, they know they're losing credibility by the second as they continue to do shitty things. And their goal is to try and make you look crazier than they are, which is a pretty nutty thing to do when they could just put in the effort to not be crazy themselves. But that doesn't give them narcissistic supply, so they need to destroy you instead. Offline, it can be really tough to set up proper healthy boundaries with these sorts of people so that they don't feel comfortable trying to humiliate you in front of other people. Online, though, it's actually really easy. Just block them. Oh, but they're saying mean things about me. Yeah, sorry, honey, but the longer you engage with them, the longer they're going to talk shit about you behind your back. And you know what? If you don't engage with them, eventually they'll generally move on. Not from me, though. Like, I am going to live rent-free in these basics' heads no matter what I do, but they're going to forget about you. You're not quite as memorable as me, most likely. If you are as memorable as me, I am so sorry. Life should not have done that to you. But yeah, eventually they're just going to harass other people because sadly, our legal system doesn't really acknowledge how dangerous these people are. The only way that they ever really get stopped is if they do something that ends up with them being dead or in jail, or they eventually decide that they want to stop being a monster and actually work with a trained psychologist to learn how to not be awful. But that's pretty rare. If you are somebody who's done that, great, good for you, but you're not the norm. Most people like this will just destroy everyone around them, and then when they're old, continue to call support lines and say, I have no one to help me with this. No, I have kids, but they won't talk to me. But yeah, you can block them. You're not running away. You're not giving in or giving up. You're prioritizing your own mental health and ensuring that you have enough of yourself left to give to those who you love. There's nothing wrong with choosing not to put your pearls before swine.